Good afternoon, mister. What was your last name again? Right, sorry. There've been a number of interviews for this position in the last week. Names can be sometimes bothersome to remember. It's nice to meet you. I'm Mrs. Elaine, Miss Johnson's boss. If you asked her, she might say I'm her owner. Ah, a laugh. That's good, it was genuine. That's always refreshing to see. Some of the other dull applicants were either too nervous or too boring to laugh. Letting loose is good. It's a great step towards success. Anyways, Miss Johnson is waiting for you, but I would like to have a preliminary interview prior to you giving her the assistance she so desperately needs. So, follow me. All right. Tell me about yourself. Good, bad, real. I'd love to see if your personality suits Miss Johnson. Is that so? Yes, Okay. All right, great. I think Miss Johnson loves people like you. Men who are vocal seem to particularly excite Miss Johnson. It lets her know they won't be afraid to use their mouth for an actual purpose. I don't know about you, but I can't stand the quiet ones. They're easy to push around, though. What about you, Do you like to be roughed around and pushed? Good to know. All right, I'd like to perform an oral exam. As you know, oral hygiene is of utmost importance, and Miss Johnson takes it very, very seriously. Open wide, little love. Say, ah. Good. That's so good. Open wider for me. Can you do that, huh? Impressive. Very impressive. I need you to stick your tongue out for me. Keep saying, ah. Good. Clean tongue, very long. Open passageway. Nothing to get in the way of things. Like giving various presentations back to back, of course. Okay. You can close. Just a few questions now. How long can you hold your breath for? You see, Miss Johnson loves to have fun and sometimes can playfully soak her assistants during presentations just to see how they handle it. She's even had one in the company pool doing a presentation, hence the need to know how long you can hold your breath. Wouldn't want you drowning, would we? That's great. Now let's look through your resume, shall we? A bit strange you'd mention your favorite food is hot dogs on something as professional as a resume, but I can appreciate the act to let your prospective bosses in on your personal preferences. You also mentioned you've had plenty of job experience pulling off. I'm I'm assuming that's a typo and that you meant to say you've had plenty of job experience pulling off being an amazing assistant. Is that right? Okay. And what about this? You stated that you don't mind getting down and dirty doing the work that others would refuse, even if it means getting down on your knees. Miss Johnson certainly appreciates those who are willing to go the extra mile to please her. Someone as hardworking as you suits her perfectly, I feel. Well, doesn't mean you have the job quite yet. I'd like to brief you on some of your job duties, some that weren't necessarily listed in the ad and some that were vague for privacy purposes. Yeah, sometimes we just feel we have to do this so that way we're not told exactly what we're wanting to hear. It just makes things easier on myself and Miss Johnson. Anyways, oftentimes Miss Johnson becomes very red and bloated with stress. She can be very hard and pent up. It's your job to relieve her by any means necessary. You see, a happy Miss Johnson means everyone around is happy. It's essential in the workplace. This company works based off of how Miss Johnson is feeling. And, as you can imagine, if she's not feeling too well, everyone gets the wrath. Oh, no, that's not to discourage you. I'm sure it's very easy to cheer her up. Anyways, moving on, you'll also need to provide massages to Miss Johnson daily, sometimes a few times a day. This ties in with keeping her relieved of stress, but we can consider this a preventative measure so that she doesn't get to that point of no return. No, we don't need anybody who's a certified masseuse. Just a basic massage will do. She appreciates the little things. Make sure that it's slow when she wants it slow, fast when she wants it fast, and when she needs a nice, deep, deep massage, give it to her. Yes, there's more. I want you to talk to her, make her feel good. Let her know she's doing an amazing job. Tell her that she's the best you've ever had. The best boss, that is. Praise and reassurance are essential to giving someone a boost, and it can oftentimes bring out the best of work from them. You understand? And are all these things that you feel you're capable of? Great. It pleases me to know that, and I'm quite sure it'll please Miss Johnson as well. Speaking of which, she left a gift for you. She's very excited to meet you. Give me a moment. Here, to test your grunt. What is it? A tissue, of course, full of her fluids. Eat up. No need to be grossed out. If you want the job, you'll have to get used to swallowing that stuff anyways. Might as well get started now. Oh, hesitant but diligent. You must really want this job. Very well. I believe it's time for you to meet my beloved Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson, I'd like you to meet your new prospective assistant. Now, he's been such a good candidate thus far. but I'd like to see if you'll be a perfect fit while I have you two together. Come on, sweetheart. Give Miss Johnson a kiss, won't you? Don't be shy. I know she's big and daunting, but she doesn't bite. Good. Good boy. Now I want you to use that pretty mouth of yours to suck on Miss Johnson, okay? So obedient, and so quickly. Very well. On your knees.